of the Joe Budden podcast, man. Queensflip doubles down on support for Melissa Ford. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. He did not make it clear that he was 100% behind Melissa Ford, but now he is definitely doubling down on support for her through the controversy with Cameron. We have a clip. We're going to check this out, and I'll come back with my commentary.
Yeah, that's my new thing. Shit. Before I start this, I definitely want to start off by apologizing to Melissa Ford. Now, here's why my apology comes. By not doing my proper research and making it seem like I left my sister, someone who makes me comfortable up here, on the ledge by herself. That wasn't my intentions. A lot of times when you come from, or when you start off with somebody, a friendship before you get somewhere successful, you try to cherish those so you can show them that you didn't change. And in doing that, I didn't realize that by doing that and quickly reacting, by not doing my proper due diligence, might have threw my sister under the bus and participated and throw her under the bus, not realizing the attack she's been receiving, the disrespect she's been having to deal with over the week. And I take accountability for my role in that, for not being a brother, not being there, and just not taking her feelings into consideration. So before I start that, I want to apologize to my sister, Melissa Ford, publicly. I stand with Melissa Ford. I love her, regardless of what she say. Is a way to do things as a brother. Mm-hmm. It's a way to just say, if I'll stand with you, but to pull her to the side and try to come up with an understanding so we both can attack the topic together. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I didn't do that, and I want to do better moving forward, especially if I'm gonna be here working with Melissa in the upcoming year. So it's my sis. Apologies.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I appreciate. It's not gonna be a typical ISO. I'm not coming with disrespect. I'm coming with truth. A lot of times I extend grace, forbearance, benevolence to a lot of people that don't deserve it. I've been doing that for years because in the beginning when I started, no one had my back. So the people that came along and have my back, I cherish those moments. I remember watching rappers and stuff like that be pissed off because they were talked about from people who they considered friends. So I try to maintain that integrity. It's a few that I grew up with, or I was around as a child. I didn't really grow up with Joe, but I was around him. I didn't really grow up with Envy, but I was around him. Stack Bundles took me in. Nicki Minaj, when she was Nicki Minaj. Cardi B. Like, these are the people that I can't talk about situations with them. Mano, Jim Jones, even Cam. I can't because at a time coming up, they looked out for me. They allowed me to run with a brand, and they extended their hand at a time in need for me to push my brand. So I cherish those moments. But it bothers me when the grace is not given to me. For anyone to think that I would do something, a lot of times I have to take accountability because playing the algorithm game, being a clout baby, being the leader of that, I instantly jump to respond or instantly jump to get engagement. And my brother here always tell me to take your time. I don't know if it's anxiety, I don't know if I'm anxious. Joe has told me, take your time. Sit on something. You don't have to jump to it. But once again, I jumped and I was just putting something out there because we were being attacked by not defending Mel. Not one time did I want to slight anyone, but that was my fault. That was my fault and that's the karma that comes around by not taking advice from people who are in a better position than you or who knows it. Yeah, I know the algorithm and engagement, but there's somebody that I'm around that's a little bit or a little higher than me in that field, knows it a little better. So I jump to that and this is what happens. I take that. But I would like grace in certain situations when it comes to these things. I would like the benefit of the doubt. I've started a whole movement of Bloods on YouTube. I've started a gang movement and gave a lot of people platforms. I'm going somewhere with this. And off the strength of my friends to look good, I align myself with Alpo. I put my integrity on the line for my friends to get the real story so they're not embarrassed because people like the street folklore. I did a lot of stuff when it comes to friendship, and that same grace is not given to me, and I have a problem with it. Am I mad? No. You people out there can't fool me into reacting or jumping or saying suck my, because I don't feel that way. Because my son, my children who was around me, thank God JR is around me and saw my encounters with these individuals, because if he wasn't, I would have to come up here and have an ego on my shoulder to prove something different. A lot of times we put sauce on things to prove a story. I get it, I got it. And it's my fault. I don't want any more industry friends. I don't want any more podcast friends. For the simple fact is because when you hold people on a pedestal, they may not look at you the same way.
Now, what do you guys think about that? Flip definitely feels a way about the response that Cameron gave to him. He gave him absolutely no grace and pretty much called Flip out his name. Even though Flip did, the only problem I have is Flip did not make it clear which side he was on, and he did not make it clear to Mel what's going on, and he did not make it clear to Cameron what's going on. And see, and that is the problem I have with this whole situation. You owed Cameron a phone call before this thing hit. Even if y'all decided to keep it in, you and Melissa Ford owed Cameron a phone call. Like, you can say whatever you want to say. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your prerogative, like Bobby Brown. But at the end of the day, if you stand on principle and you're a real nigga, you reach out to the people before it hits public. Y'all are public figures. You know anything that goes viral, whatever, it's gonna affect your fan base and the person that you're talking about. So, Flip, I feel you, but at the end of the day, y'all are on a messy podcast talking crazy about things and people you don't know and things like that. But then when people attack y'all, it's like almost like a victim thing. And you're a real nigga, I feel you. You stand on principle. But if y'all got messy shit, salacious shit that comes out, man, just holler at your boy if he really your man. And that's all I gotta say about that. I'm sorry, I love this podcast. I love what they're doing on this podcast. But at the end of the day, y'all do have to have responsibility for everything that comes out. And if y'all hold each other accountable, y'all supposed to reach out to these people that y'all bump heads with or talk about or even know. Y'all owe that. Y'all owe that to the people. Instead of letting the views and numbers go up, let the controversy go up. Then it's like, oh, I don't know why he's talking like that. No, you know why he's talking like that. And Cameron is 100% right in the things he said. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I stand with Cameron in this whole situation. Because he didn't ask for any of this attention. It's up to y'all to make it right. And that's just my view on it. Let me know what y'all think, man. What y'all think about he saying no more new industry friends and he can't talk on this, and then he stands with Mel for it. And you can stand with Mel, but y'all owe it to the people y'all talk about to look out for them also. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This thing getting crazy. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to Exclusive Heat Series and DJ Cree Beats TV. And if you got music, need beats, or want to interview, make sure y'all DM or email us in one of the links below in the description box. We are taking music. You know what I'm saying? If you're an independent artist, if you need beats or want to interview, definitely we support the independent artists. Peace. What's good? What's good? This your boy DJ Cree with another video. It seems like of all the controversy in the world, King, T.I., and Tiny Harris's son has been getting into a lot of things. I have not been covering it because I usually don't like to speak on people's kids. But I'm gonna just go ahead and start doing more of these off color type things, because I do have some things to say about what's going on right now. She actually speaks on the sun, and says every parent with multi-children no, it's always that one. Now, what does she mean by always that one? You could take that so many ways. You could take that good, you could take that bad, but we're gonna read exactly what she had to say, and then we're gonna try to break this down and get this thing together. It says, she says, man, this little dude, the next king, has always been my sweetheart, but a terror at the same time. Nah, he ain't from the hood, but unlike any of his other siblings, he stayed in trouble all the damn time. And for slapboxing in school every day like it was a sport. But every parent with multi-children know it's always that one. I'm truly blessed for mine, my two sons telling their story in their music. Then this hashtag father like son. I think she meant like father like son. And she hashtagged Domani also, their other side. And she put, support our kings. Now we can go so many ways, but I'm not gonna go too hard on the Harris family because I do respect what T.I. and Tiny has done for the city. But I will say this. I feel where y'all coming from by outing him as much as y'all do and putting support behind him. But at some point, you gotta let your kid fly. You gotta let him fly, even if he gets in trouble, even if he goes to jail, no matter what. And that's a hard thing for parents to understand sometimes, especially people who work their ass off to keep their kids away from things that they grew up in, like, the hood, trouble, guns, violence, drugs, whatever. But some kids don't learn by you telling them. Some kids learn by having those experiences. And you're never gonna get rid of kids wanting to be in the hood. It's just like when white boys never been in the hood, but they listen to all that rap music. It's a small minority of white kids that, hey, like, damn, let me go to the hood. Let me try this out. Let me get gold teeth. It just is what it is. It's something about human nature that are attracted to the things they know they're not supposed to be a part of, or violence or controversy, or just people have that urge to break out of their shell when they're searching for something. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a good thing. But you can't protect your kid from forever. The path they chose may not be the path that you chose, but it's gonna be the path they walk. And I think, the only thing you could do when your kids decide they want to be in the hood, they want to be this, is just be there for them and have them guidance, and let them know, hey, if you can help them stir about it, maybe there's some other things that y'all can do to help. Counseling, if you believe in counseling, or just plain out being there for your kid, man. That's all you can do. And I do like the fact that she does, Tiny does love her son so much. T.I., you can tell they love him. But they do, I will say this, they do pick on him a lot. Y'all might need to chill out on the public picking out on him. That's what I will say. But you can't stop them from doing what they do. Be there as parents for guidance and support and help. But at the end of the day, we gotta let our sons fly, and it's not T.I., I've seen interviews that T.I. said, well, he wasn't there as much as he wanted to be and all that stuff. You know, you out hustling. It is what it is, and kids won't understand that in their young age growing up. As they get older, as they get children, as they get a life, they do respect the fact that they had a hard-working father that provided for them. You just got to realize right now, they're not going to accept what you've given them so far. They have to gain those experiences and compare those experiences to other things that's going on, and mold that into their life system and beliefs, and they will appreciate it later on. You just got to give them time to grow into that. Some people grow into it late, some people grow into it early, but it's great to see that they're there for their son. You know, I don't know how it's gonna turn. I can't predict how it's gonna turn out. We're just watching. We're watching and waiting. We're seeing what happens. And I do wish the best for that entire family, man, because I like the moves. And, you know, I see more black fathers and black families stepping up to the plate, getting money, and supporting their families. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think King is destined for greatness? Or do y'all think he needs to learn his lessons the hard way? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to Exclusive Heat Series and DJ Cree Beats TV. And if you got music, need beats, or want an interview, make sure y'all DM or email us in one of the links below in the description box. We are taking music. You know what I'm saying? If you're an independent artist, if you need beats or want to interview, definitely we support the independent artists. Peace. What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Cree. Coming back with another video. Your girl Melissa Ford on a new episode of the Joe Budden podcast actually responds once again, but lets everyone know the insight of what was really going on behind the scenes. She mentions all the threats and the evil and nasty things people were saying about her during this controversy with Cameron. Now, everybody knows my stance on this. Yes, she was wrong. Yes, she apologized. But they owe Cameron a heads up and an explanation for the things if they were going to release what she said for insinuating them being in either messing with minors or being in a place of underage people at the whorehouse. You know, Joe has her back. Flip has her back. But my issue is, again, y'all owed it to Cam. Y'all owe it to anybody y'all talk about, especially if you know it's going to be something salacious, something crazy. Y'all owe it to that person to let them know what's going on behind the scenes. You are talking about people behind the scenes, and you are affecting people's professional careers. Like, I don't know, this is some kind of word salad thing going on, some kind of victimization, I'm a victim now type of thing, but I don't buy it 100% from nobody on the podcast. But I rock with the podcast, and yes, I think Pam should have chilled out and accepted the apology, but you can't control how people are going to react. We have her response right here, and yet the things she went through are scary, and it's sad that people would do this. I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Despite your face.
I mean, I will say that the dog whistling was effective. I mean, I'll just say that. The dog whistling was effective. It was...
She talking woman code.
No, it was just ugly. It was just ugly, like the response, to everything. And just like the onslaught of attacks that I received was just like wild. The things that were being said to me, and it's like, you know, like old washed, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and, like water off a duck's back, but like saying things like I should be and
Jesus.
you know, it's just it's like wildly uncalled for. Like it's really vile. You know what I mean? And I don't like when you look at what the situation was, it just doesn't call for the kind of reaction that
At all.
it became.
At all.
You know, and it's just like in order to protect like my mental health, I had to take a very, very, very like a few steps back and put people in place in order to try to shield me from it.
Sure.
And you know, so
That's disgusting. Sorry you went through that.
well, I mean, you know, when misogyny just goes unchecked, it's dangerous. And that's just a reality that women have to kind of live with and experience, especially when you're, you know, public figure and you're forward facing and stuff like that. And you say something that people just don't like or they misinterpret or whatever the case was, regardless if you apologize afterwards.
Right.
You know?
All right, you heard it. It's a lot wrong with that statement. And it is wrong for people to actually say she should be, you know, the R word and things like that, and attacking her like to that degree. But I still can't understand why these type of words are coming out her mouth, as far as saying you have to deal with all this misogyny. It wasn't it you first who said something that insinuated Cameron and Mace were doing something they should have been doing? Like, I don't get that. I understand you're a podcaster, yeah, you got to do what you have to do, but I don't get that. Like, it'll be different if you were a journalist and you uncovered something, but this wasn't even something you knew about. You don't even know him like that to do things like that. I don't understand what's going on with this. And to try to do a victimization thing, I think you should just stand up way more. Say, hey, I don't appreciate all the bad things that's been said about me, and you should double down on being wrong. Double down on being wrong. And that's all you have to do. But see, and this is a problem I have with black people. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm going on the tangent now. This is the problem I have with black people. They think that, hey, I apologize, you should accept my apology. No. If you say something wrong and that person does not apologize, it's your duty to keep letting him know that you are very sorry about what happened. To say, hey, I apologize and just brush it off, you could piss somebody off even worse. And see, this is it. Black people have no real compassion. Like, was your apology even real? Was your apology even real? If you don't have the compassion to say, hey, you know what? I don't appreciate all this. I made a mistake. You should have been saying it more and more often. And if Cam keeps attacking you, he has that right to do it. He did not have y'all names in his mouth or nothing. I really can't believe what's going on right now. I love the Joe Budden Butt podcast. I love the new cast. It took me a while to like them really well, but I love it. I love it. You know, it's giving me passion to create my own stuff. But I have a deep problem with what she's saying. I really do. Because you're trying to flip the narrative to as he's weaponizing his words to attack you. And he was just responding to some bullshit that was said. And being a public figure, you should know you're gonna get backlash. Joe Budden podcast is full of people, you know, backlashing and saying things and going after people when things are being said or misinterpreted. It wasn't a misinterpretation. You misinterpreted what Cameron and Mace were saying. Period, point blank. They didn't say anything about underage girls or doing anything crazy. They did an experience. It was their experience. And you flipped it on his head. And you only apologized once. And this part of the podcast seems so disingenuous, or whatever the word is. But it doesn't seem real when you apologize and say, hey, I apologize, but look at what they're doing to me. I'm a victim now. Nah, To that person, accepts your apology. I'm sorry. You're in the firing squad. That's black people. Y'all gotta stop that. Y'all gotta stop. Do something fucked up. Apologize. Say, well, I apologize. You gotta be humble and gracious. You gotta be humble and gracious. I'm sorry. Until that person fully accepts what you said, because they're upset. They're upset. And that's the bottom line. That's the thing that Joe Budden and all that's the thing they don't soak in. They don't give a fuck about. You could have messed up this man's whole career just by insinuating this. And I would be 1,000 times angry too. So it's good. It's a good, really good topic to talk about, and I wish they would go more into depth, and I wish it was more things to go into depth. But this is really interesting how women change the narrative, even though they're in the wrong. Y'all check this out. She's 100% wrong. She apologized once. He didn't accept the apology. Now she's the victim. Crazy. You see how crazy that is? That is a mind fuck. That's a person playing with your mind. And I'm glad we have so many podcasts and so many different people hitting this topic from different angles, because it's needed. And this is how women actually play the game. And this is why I think Joe Budden wanted a woman on a podcast, because when controversy hits, they're able to turn that corner and say, hey, I apologize. I'm a victim now. He should accept my apology. No. You can't make him accept it. He will accept it when he's ready to accept it. And that's similar to somebody killing one of your family members. You don't have to accept that person killing your family member. Sometimes it takes years before somebody accept the fact that somebody killed your family member. Y'all think about that. Think about it. And I didn't mean to get it all serious, man. I meant to play around with this a little more than I was, but it really strikes a nerve with me to see how she flipped the narrative. And I'm curious to for the rest of the day and for the rest of the weeks to come to see how this plays out. And I'm definitely gonna report back on this again, because this is very interesting. Y'all remember what I say now. Y'all remember what I say, how she flipped the narrative. So we're gonna see how that plays out. What's good? This your boy DJ Cree, coming back with another video. The famous TikToker Keith Lee, the food critic, is at it again. He's in New York, and New Yorkers are not taking this very lightly. He visited New York, y'all, for those who don't know, and he came up on some salmon chopped cheese. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've never had salmon chopped cheese. I don't even know where to go to get that. But your boy Keith Lee found a spot with some salmon chopped cheese, man, and it went down ugly. People in New York are not happy. Let's look at this clip, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm gonna start with this one. It's salmon, cheese, sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, everything on a roll. It's a a little salty in my opinion, but it's good. Tastes exactly like what it is. Seasoned salmon with a bunch of sauce, tomatoes, and some lettuce. I'm not mad at this, but I'm also not crazy about it. 7.5 out of 10.
Now, I will say this. He didn't really say nothing too bad about it. But I can see why New Yorkers are upset. It's because, you know, out of all the places you go to a place where they sell salmon chopped cheese. That is wild to me. That is wild. But you know, I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace. He's been doing a good job just putting different types of food out there in different places, you know, places you wouldn't normally go. And I think that's what the motive is in his videos. But let's see what New York had to say about all this. One person says, I wish Keith Lee did a little research on NYC food, culture, and locations before just going wherever people telling him. Like, you should know we don't eat no damn salmon, chopped anything. I would assume that. I'm from Atlanta, but I would assume that y'all just don't eat anything. But this is hilarious. Let's see what else somebody says. They say, why the and who the told Keith Lee to get a bop bees with salmon in New York? I hate you, motherfucker. I mean, it is what it is. Y'all gotta remember, Keith Lee, he's an out-of-towner, man, coming into the city. So you gotta hold your audience and your fellow New Yorkers. You gotta hold them with some accountability. And again, I think a lot of these shops he go to sometimes to help or shine light on certain cities or certain companies. This person says, who in NYC is recommending these places to Keith Lee? Obviously people from New York or from that city or from that town. This person says, who the fuck told Keith Lee to get a salmon chopped cheese? Who is sabotaging us? Don't get me started on the pizzerias he hit. Y'all are not real New Yorkers. Again, you wouldn't expect somebody who's lived in New York for 5 years to know what somebody knows that's lived there for 20 years. So you have to give a little bit of grace and hit Keith Lee up and let him know, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? Hey, go to these spots and maybe he'll consider it. Another person writes, Keith Lee's New York City food tour is such a clear reflection of New York City's gentrification. What the fuck is a salmon chopped cheese? What are you going to Soho for pizza? Who the fuck are these people making these suggestions? Hilarious. Y'all know who they are. They're y'all fellow New Yorkers, man. I would say, man, if y'all not happy, make sure y'all hit Keith Lee up. I mean, he might consider whatever you write and be on his ass about it. And like I said, I think part of it too, he is out to help smaller businesses and businesses that are kind of have a niche. But, you know, I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. It seems like he has good intentions when he does it, so I'm not 100% mad at him. But what y'all think? Do y'all think Keith Lee is hitting the wrong spots? Because he hit Atlanta, man. Atlanta was messed up. Atlanta was extra mad, man. So do y'all think he's doing shit on purpose, or is it for a real purpose and it's gonna end up faring well for the people that he do review? Let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to Exclusive Heat Series and DJ Cree Beats TV. And if you got music, need beats, or want to interview, make sure y'all DM or email us in one of the links below in the description box. We are taking music, you know what I'm saying? If you're an independent artist, if you need beats or want to interview, definitely we support the independent artists. Peace. What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Cree, back with another video. Your boy Blueface is wilding on the internet right now and have some pretty shocking accusations, or maybe not so shocking. He claims that the baby he has with Krishan Rock is not his. He says he took a secret DNA test and he's not the father. He says it's a bittersweet feeling because he was coming around to it, but definitely in his best interest. And then he says, "Thank you, Jesus." Now, for those who don't know, Blueface and Krishan Rock have been going back and forth. She even got pregnant, had a child, and they've had reality shows and all kind of stuff. Man, they probably the new Whitney and Bobby. No cap. They're probably the new Whitney and Bobby. Yeah, not as far as on the drug thing, but just as far as a couple, a toxic couple who love each other so much they're willing to do all. They're willing to crash and burn in front of an audience. That is scary, but it's the reality we have. Some people are just willing to crash and burn in front of an audience. But this is really not a surprise. He did claim that she was sleeping with other men, so this could be true or not. But the problem most people are having right now on social media is that he's not producing the DNA results. Now, Wack did confirm that he did confirm what Blueface is saying. So I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna be some interesting things. Will they come out with the actual paperwork? I don't know. It's a little early to speculate right now, but I definitely will follow up on this. One person says, "Man, you bluffing. That any nigga with some fame would have posted the DNA test to show the world it's not his." And this is a fact. This is a fact. That would have been, you know what? I wouldn't even say that. I would have just posted the DNA results and let people see what's happening. So I do agree with this statement, but again, this is the internet. You know, you gotta, when you have controversy, you have to drag it out for 2-3 hours, 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, if you can. Again, another person says post the results or it didn't happen. And they're not wrong for their sentiment, because he could easily be lying and pulling our legs right now, and which him and Krishan have done with certain subjects and topics. Then another person says, and this is from Wack's page, another person says, "Y'all sound bitter as fuck and wacko. You're almost 50 years old. Your old ass need to stop being messy too." And again, more comments. I think more people are just disgusted by all the drama that's going around, especially you're dragging a baby into it. I think that's what people are most upset about. And plus, if you got the proof, just show it. And for the most part, you know, I think it is what it is. Is Blueface lying? We don't know. Is he telling the truth? We don't know. We assume he's telling the truth. I hope he's telling the truth, and I hope he's happy with the result if that's the case. But we won't know until he posts the results. So it is what it is, man. What y'all think? Do y'all think Blueface is lying, or do you think this dude is telling the 100% truth? Let me know in the comments, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. More content on the way. Peace. What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Cree back with another video. Man, your boy Terrence Howard is off the cuff right now, man. He is suing the CAA his agency, his actual talent agency, for the salary he made off the hit show Empire. Being fairly unpaid and not doing your job, I guess, is the main gripe. And if you feel like you're owed some money in any aspect of a job or being employed, I say go for it. Terrence Howard is a good actor. And I don't know the circumstances and the terms behind the agreement. So if you think you're owed some money and you got lawyers standing behind you, they think it's the case, go for it. But that is not why I did this video. That was only part of it. The second part of this is, man, Terrence Howard is looking more Asian by the day. And social media is having a field day with that. I mean, I can agree he looks a little bit more Asian-y, but I don't look at men that hard, so I don't know. I looked in the comments and I'm thinking they were gonna say more about this man is fucked up with the talent agencies doing. Nope. These niggas is talking about how Asian he looks, which is hilarious. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and then we're gonna come back with some comments because this is hilarious.
To look after me, and they looked after themselves. I can't say that this was a racial issue, but I cannot imagine that white actors that are comparable to the numbers and the accolades and the world recognition that I have. I can't imagine that CAA would allow them to be misused and treated in the way that they allowed Fox to misuse me or to be paid the way that I was paid.
Man, hey, I can't blame you, my dog. But I'm not gonna lie to you. What's up with this Asiatic look? What's up? What is up with this? Now, Monique was right about, her pay discrepancies, and I'm not mad at you. But the internet got things to say about the way you look, bro. Let's check. Let's look one more time. Close up. Yeah, you look a little Asian. You look a little Asian. All right, let's see what the rest of the world got to say. This one person says he's looking real Tokyo Drift for some reason. All right, next up, not me. It's supposed to be now me thinks Terrence was some Asian man at first. Pardon me. Some Asian man at first. Another person, what did he do to his eyes? Somebody says Ozempic and Dr. Miami in the mix. Then another person was like, yo, it's Botox for sure. Cried in this soft thug voice. It says the virtual Coco, ever since Pharrell stated it on an interview, he uses it. Another person said that's Cetaphil lotion. Then he says, well, he did marry an Asian girl, but it's probably surgery or that Ozempic. Is it just me or he's starting to look like he's starting to look real different? Like younger, but also Asian? I want Homie to get paid, but Empire was a terrible show. And there you have it. Just more examples of Terrence Howard. Man, a little, we rock with you on getting your coins, but we need these questions answered, Terrence Howard. I need you to just come out and say what you've been doing. Like you look like 5-10 years younger, my dog. No cap. You've been doing some good, whoever your doctor is or your dermatologist, whatever you got going on, man, let us know the secret. Now, I want to know, what y'all think about it. Do you think something going on with him or not? Because we can clearly see something's up. Let me know in the comments below, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. More content on the way. Peace.